Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 442 podcast. I'm Azar Mathani, and as always, I'm joined by the wonderful Tommy Sondy.
That's me.
And the bedazzling Tony O.
Morning, boys. Something original this week.
I love the little smile on your face as I said that.
I wasn't expecting it, especially because I am anything but bedazzled right now. But
I mean, look at those shoulders, my friend. Look at those shoulders.
Look at your shoulders, man. Yeah.
I didn't get the memo here, right? It was sleepless day.
You had time to go and change, Tommy. Yeah.
Yeah, let me quickly, guys.
This is gonna be very weird if we don't put the video out with this one.
No, it's okay. Leave the imagination to the listeners.
Yeah. For anyone not listening on YouTube, just imagine our shoulders, if you will.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know where to go for this. I've already lost a handle on it. I've already lost track.
Just cap it there. Yeah, I think.
It was a bit of football played this weekend.
Just a bit.
Unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Tony would be happy. It's the title race is still on in mine and Zara's eyes.
I'm buzzing for the United chat.
Theoretically, it is theoretically still on. Tony, please, we're talking about the title right now.
Title.
Newcastle
See,
0.
didn't say title race.
Arsenal
title.
2.
Yeah. Mm.
It's theoretically still on.
Yeah. Yeah, one of those games leaves you with regrets more than anything, I think.
Wait, what? Regret? Why?
No, because I said it at the time that Rob Holding was a big problem for us, right? And we needed to try something else.
You could say he was holding you back.
I knew that was coming, man. Yeah. I think that will be one, when we do get rid of Rob, I think that will be one of the best parts. Just the lack of punt potential in the rest of our players. But, yeah.
I'll find a way.
You gotta find a way to get Kivior in some sort of pun. I don't know how, but
yeah, we're calling
that's a more challenging one.
We are calling him Kiwi at this point. So
that has potential. Okay. That has potential.
Yeah, he's come in and looked comfortable. Look, I think if he played against City, they still rip us to shreds. I don't think Kivior is ready for that challenge physically, but tactically he progresses the ball really well. And he's very, very quick. I think he might be our quickest center back. And he just helps us play way higher up the line. We're not dropping deep when we get stressed. We're still pushing back up. And, he was up against, Wilson and Isaac yesterday? Pretty pacey front line. And he held his own. He almost conceded a penalty. I'm glad that VAR for once did its job. Did you see Alan Shearer?
Alan Shearer
was
lost
not happy
about
about that. That was so funny.
That was embarrassing.
What was his
bad.
point? Like, he comes off his thigh and he's like, "Are you 100% sure it comes off his thigh?" I was VAR bottled him, or as a referee bottled it. I'm like, what are you talking about? But yeah, it was hilarious that he lost all objectivity. But yeah.
He lost it so quickly in that interview as well, because it was the little halftime studio chat, right?
Yeah.
And it's about 3 seconds into the chat, he's going red and he's screaming. It is fucking hilarious.
I have to say, is it Dermot Gallagher, the ref?
Yeah.
He bottled it as well, because he started going at the official to agree with Shearer afterwards. He was like, "Yeah, the referee bottled it." It's like, no, you don't say that. But anyway.
Listen, I'm just saying, Alan Shearer is a fairly large man. If he started yelling at me, I'd probably agree with him too.
Yeah. Looks like
Dermot Gallagher looks like a strong wind could knock him over. I'm just saying, I get it.
Fair enough. Yeah, he's like a British Colina, but doesn't carry the same authority.
In appearance, sure. In everything else,
Yeah.
Hey, Tony, how are you liking the switch to playing Jorginho now the last few games?
He's been great, man. I saw Jorginho against your midfield. It wasn't looking slow, man. I have to say, Enzo.
You can't compare anyone to our midfield. It's always gonna look good.
How much did you sign Enzo Fernandez for?
I believe it's 110 million.
oh damn.
Yeah.
I thought it was 105.
Okay, let's say 105 million pounds. Sure.
We'll be
like-
nice. We'll be nice.
I just
he's
a
good.
good player.
He's
man,
good player.
but
Yeah.
What on? How do you buy that for 105 million? I'm sorry. Like, yeah, I don't see it.
Topic was Jorginho though. Let's stick
Yeah,
to it.
I mean, he replaced Jorginho, is my point, and he ran circles through Kovacic, and you look like you could use Jorginho.
Yeah. I like them. Yeah. But,
No, that's not what you're saying on this podcast. You're saying good riddance, he's gone. I remember those talks. Yeah. No, he's been. Another regret. He should have played more. We played Southampton, and we're playing Vieira before we're playing Jorginho. Doesn't make sense. We've not seen Vieira since then, by the way. No surprise. He was terrible. Jorginho was really good. He just plays the game really simply by making the right decision and being in the right place. Easy enough. He's not, he doesn't have... I wish he was 25. He's 32 at this point. I wish he was younger.
so, yeah.
Yeah, but still, he plays the game really well, really intelligently, and he's calmed the team down in midfield. Jacques, and Odegaard especially.
Ooh, Odegaard! What a hit, man! What a hit from way out there.
He played like a man possessed yesterday. Yeah,
He's had a very special season, Odegaard.
15 goals from midfield. It's really good.
Yep.
Yeah, that's really impressive.
Yeah, but tough place to win. Glad we, exercised some demons from last season.
I mean, this game, I actually thought, going into it, I thought Newcastle was going to win.
Of course you did.
I mean, just you look at the way Newcastle was their red form. They had quite a few chances. Like, this wasn't like it was 2-0.
They hit the post twice, I think.
Twice.
They hit the frame twice. Yeah. Ramsdale
Fabian Schär should have scored when he had a free header from 6 yards out, right at Ramsdale.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
a
Made
good
up for
save,
it.
but
He made
he
up
should
for
have
it
also.
later. Yeah.
Now, did he? I mean, he was sharing the love around, but that's not what we want.
No,
I like those kind of punts there. That was very yeah.
Did he like it?
Hats off
Did he
to you.
do anything wrong on the Ramsdale effort? I think that's just a good save, no? Or
I think when you're that free, 6 yards out, you shouldn't put it right at the middle of the goal. Because, it's a good save from Ramsdale, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Brilliant reactions. But I think he could have, if he puts it, I don't know,
either
3-4 feet either side,
Yeah.
that's probably going in.
Fair enough. Yeah, they were good. I mean, Newcastle are a good team. They started really well.
They did, yeah.
Is it Josh Murphy? He has... I don't know whether this form...
Is his name Josh?
Isn't it? I think it's Josh. Yeah.
Jamal, or wait, is it? No.
Jamal. Whoa. Where are we going with this? Jamal Murphy. Imagine if Tommy's right.
I don't think it's Jamal.
I think it's Josh.
Is it Josh Murphy?
You're thinking of Jamal Lascelles.
Or Jamal Lewis. It's Josh Murphy, yeah.
Okay.
It's Josh?
Yeah, it's Josh Murphy.
I don't know what I thought I don't know what I thought his name was.
I don't know, but it was a more even game than the result suggested. Martinelli hit the post as well with a good effort. He and Saka should have scored in their one-on-one opportunities in this first half.
Oh yeah, Saka had that one. Yeah, I remember.
But we controlled their physicality, which was good considering the players we had in midfield. And
my favorite thing about this game was Eddie Howe complaining about Arsenal's time wasting after it. And I was like, this is delicious irony.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He
must know what he's doing, because how can he actually complain about that?
There's a graphic. There's a graphic. They have the most time wasted during goal kicks.
I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah.
They keep the ball in play. I believe it was 52% of the time, or something like that. It was the lowest in the league. Yeah. Yeah. Can't complain. He definitely can't complain about that one.
But Arsenal are holding up their end of the bargain. They're doing what they can at this point. That's good to see. Another team, the team that's unfortunately standing in their way, is Man City, and they beat Leeds 2-1 as Big Sam Allardyce, made his way back to the Prem. Ready the pints of wine, ready the boats of gravy. Big Sam is back. I don't like him.
What's wrong with these people, man? Like, why do they keep coming back to these guys? Like, Leeds.
Man, if someone was offering me a shit ton of money to manage for 4 games, I'd come back.
No. I'm not saying why did Big Sam come back. I mean, this is a great gig for him. I'm saying, why are people turning to Big Sam in 2023? Like, he's done. I don't know. His comments,
He's up there.
Again?
He's up there with Pep and Arteta and Klopp. He's up there.
Pep and Arteta and Klopp.
Same level, yeah.
I'm not saying I'm better than them, but I'm saying I'm on the same level.
Yeah. Hey, that's a big compliment to Arteta, I think. Eh? Yeah. In the same level as those guys.
And you know how Pep is. They asked Pep about Allardyce's comments. It's like, it's true. Allardyce, he paved the way for us. These guys, they're the reason that the Premier League is so great. I'm like, shut up, man. You don't believe any of this. But it's always gaslighting everyone.
What was Big Sam's last job?
England, no? Or
in the
Prem? No. England was a while ago.
Yeah, he must have had something in the Prem before, right?
You mean after? Has he managed in the Prem since England?
He definitely has, because England was
Everton,
before
maybe.
Roy Hodgson.
He was Everton, right? Was it Everton?
No. I want to say West Brom, but he's been at so many different clubs that it could be any of them.
Let me see.
That's going to take a little bit of
Google Big Sam.
That's going to take a little bit of just a little research here.
Yeah. Big Sam, his last big job was... So, England, then Crystal Palace, Everton, West Brom. So, you were right.
There was Everton. Okay.
Wow. His jobs were so uneventful.
It was West Brom.
Yeah, it was West Brom. 2021.
Come on, Tommy.
Wait, but what, West Brom in the Prem at the time? Right? They were?
I think he took them
2021 down. They might. Yeah, he got relegated with them.
Okay.
Finally broke his thing of, I've never been relegated.
Yeah,
gotcha. He would always jump ship before teams would go down.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
But, yeah, I mean, Leeds were... I mean, he did one thing that I liked, where they finally dropped Melier.
You knew that was happening.
Leeds were...
That's a very big
not
move.
good.
Very big Sam move, yeah.
Leeds were just not... I mean, I know the final score is 2-1 in this, but if City had their wits about them, they would have scored 5 or 6, especially in that first half. Like, Gundogan got 2, then fucked up the penalty.
The same goal too, Mahrez to the top. Goodwin, right there. Just picks different corner each time, yeah.
He even had time to take a touch on the second one. That's terrible defending.
Yeah.
I mean, that's on par with the Leeds we've seen this season.
Yeah. City were always going to win this game. I think after the Arsenal City game or City Arsenal game, I said I just want Arsenal to finish a good second, get to 90 points. That last week, I think City have Brighton and Brentford in away from home. You just got to try and take it there and see what happens, right? That's all Arsenal can do. City, I expect them to win out at this point, but they have Real Madrid. I mean, when this comes out, people might even know the score of that Real Madrid game. So, yeah.
This is I sense some hope in Tony. That's what I sense.
Dear.
Right now,
That's dangerous. That's dangerous, Tony. He's starting to dream again. He's starting to believe.
Yeah, look
at his eyes. Look at his eyes.
Right in the way, eh? Tony's like thinking, ooh, that's something. I knew the possession was pretty lopsided. I didn't realize it was 81% City in this game.
Big Sam, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn, that's something. But there was that penalty miss from Gundogan, and then you had Pep screaming at I think probably had Haaland saying, "No, you take it." Yeah, you should take it at 2-0. You want to kill the game off. Don't give pence to. I
gotta be honest with you, man. Pep starts shitting his pants when his team is 5-0 up and they concede a corner. The guy's not well. Like, he just finds different reasons to be stressed out.
No, I get it, but in this case, like, come on, you're trying to win a title. You can't make any stupid mistakes. It didn't cost them, but still.
Has Haaland never missed a pen?
Oh, he's
No,
missed.
he
He's
missed
mu-
one
he's missed,
in.
yeah.
Oh, he
missed
missed one
one
this
in
season.
Europe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a penalty. I don't think it's just score it, but it's a free shot from 12 yards out. But anyway.
I mean, Gundogan is normally a pretty solid penalty taker.
He is.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So
I mean, he hit the post. It wasn't like it was a terrible, huge, bad miss.
I mean,
but
the goal is pretty big. Hitting the post is
but
pretty
then
bad.
you,
Yeah.
you expect the
he
score.
didn't even hit the target from 12 yards out. It's a bad penalty.
I guess you can say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But another win for City. I don't know. Leeds still in trouble. They've got what, 3 games left?
I hope they go
I
down
mean,
now. Honestly.
so do I.
Yeah. After
Big Sam.
yeah, can't do that.
The man danced with JJ Okocha once, and he's been living off that ever since.
Yeah, it's tarnished JJ's legacy. But we don't speak about that. Yeah.
I guess we should probably move on.
Yeah.
West Ham won,
Uh-huh.
Man United
Yeah.
0.
Yeah.
All right.
Here we go.
Let me just ready myself.
Yeah.
A bit of stretching in.
Tommy,
Alright.
what was the title of last week's pod? Do you remember?
Can't remember. No.
Okay. I don't know why I thought you might. So, why are Spurs like this? Was the title of last week's pod. Uzi, why are Man
valid
United
question.
like this? Like every week.
Because
Have you seen the graphic of your away form?
Ooh.
It is
it's so
shocking.
bad. It's so bad.
No, but like,
I think we've lost as many games away from home as Everton, if I'm not mistaken. It's bad.
yeah. Whose fault is that? Ten Hag? The players? Like,
Yes and yes.
yes and yes.
I mean, that one has to go on everyone. Like, I don't know. Ten Hag clearly hasn't figured out how to set us up away from home and how to make sure the players aren't thrown off by a stadium of opposing fans. And then, some of the blame falls on the players because David de Gea is busy chucking the ball into his own net every other week.
You are still in
Yeah.
contract negotiations with De Gea. It is crazy to me that's still. He has been shocking for 2 years.
Let him go. Let him go. Let
He-
him go.
he-
It's done. Look, I love David De Gea. He's been brilliant for the club for a long stretch, especially in the mid-2010s. Like the Van Gaal and Mourinho eras in particular. He was great then.
Sure.
But since 2018, really, he's not been that guy anymore.
Since the World
And you
Cup.
could excuse it.
Yeah.
You could excuse it. You could excuse some of the stuff to be like, oh, he's an elite shot stopper. But this season, even his shot stopping isn't elite. Like, it's been in the lower half of the league. And I'm not just talking about mistakes like yesterday. Just in
Stats,
general,
yeah.
he's not a good shot stopper this season. So if his shot stopping is down, if he can't play with his feet, because every game there'll be a pass or two that he'll give away in the final third to the opposition. If he can't come off his line effectively, and if he can't command the box on set pieces, what can he do at that point?
I don't know. You could maybe get a little more muscle in that arm so he can block the save.
He got his entire hand to it. I don't understand.
I don't get how it. I don't get how it went in.
I could have made that save.
Yeah. Anyone could have made that save.
He just put his hand in the wrong place. Like he concedes so many weird goals. Like I remember the Sevilla game. There was a corner kick that just went in over his head, and I'm just like,
yeah,
how?
No, the ball,
like,
someone headed that. He tried to paw at
Yeah.
it, and his feet didn't move. I don't understand. His footwork is
it's terrible.
Just
It's been
bad.
terrible for a while. He's been living off these reaction saves that he's had. Sometimes, no jokes, like sometimes I feel like he needs glasses. Like if someone told me that De Gea needed glasses, it would make so much sense to me because there are so many efforts that go in, and I look at him, I'm like, there's no way you've seen that properly. But
You know we must have discussed that once. There was
think
there was an article before about
there
him
was.
needing glasses. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. It would make a lot of sense for a lot of these strange
Get the
ones.
man
that go
some
in,
fucking contacts then.
yeah, contacts. Yeah.
Get him the Edgar David sunglasses. Do something.
he must
And
not
he
approve
goes
of that
back into-
fashion statement. I don't know, but
But
Yeah.
the big
Yeah, but I don't know. With him, it's like I am off the train. Like I have been for a large chunk of this season. But like it's the same flaws coming up over and over again, and it's like okay, you're in your 30s now. Like, you've not improved on this your entire career. Like, this is not changing. Like, let's move on.
And
For
you
the
know,
love of God, let's move
you're
on.
You're ready to move on, but apparently Ten Hag isn't, because he said, we want to extend. We want to extend this. And it's like, don't say that. I know you want to keep this guy's, you have to run in for making sure you get top four. You want to keep his mind in the right place. Don't say that. Say you still back home, but
they are in talks.
As long as he's not saying that,
No.
as long as they don't sign, I don't care what he says in the media as long as they don't sign him. Like, keep his confidence up, whatever. If they do sign to a contract extension, I will be upset.
his wages are insane. I saw that.
No, they won't sign him to those wages. They'll try and reduce the wages for sure. I would think he's not going to earn that anywhere else. No one wants him. Spain washed their hands of him a long time ago. Yeah, which is probably why his confidence is so, shattered when he goes to Spain. But yeah, I mean, United's problems extend past just De Gea. Yeah. I don't think.
For sure. Like we got played off the park on Sunday. We look mentally and physically just fried, top to bottom. It's just not good. I think we were talking a bit yesterday where you pointed out that when we don't have Martinez and Varane, we struggle to control games. I think that's very true. But they just look so tired right now in every aspect of the game. And I am very, very worried about top four. Tommy, you've been going on about how it was done for ages. I'm like, no. I've seen Man United too much over the last 10 years. It is, by the way, exactly 10 years since Ferguson announced his retirement. I was like, what a way to mark the occasion. Yeah. It feels like the correct way to mark the occasion.
I remember that 5-5 game, the end of Fergie's era. Yeah. Similar levels of defending.
We were lucky that West Ham didn't score more because they had one ruled out for offside and one where De Gea got a decision that only ever goes for goalkeepers. Only goalkeepers will get that. You know what?
I remember this. We had this discussion last season when I think Fred stepped on his ankle and he went down rolling around.
Oh, yeah.
And I told you guys that he bottles challenges. That one on Antonio, I think if anything, it shouldn't have been allowed because of the high boots. Antonio's effort afterwards, I think it was very close to someone's head. The challenge on De Gea is nothing. Like, he just touches, like, his hand is up there.
It's an arm up there, touches De Gea in the shoulder. Always it's one of those that, like, you'll see the goalies always get, but
sweet
Jesus Christ.
And then the rest of your attackers, United are, I watched you against West Ham and I said, this is Ole. This is Ole ball. It's just try and park the bus, except the bus is still moving, and then you play a long ball to Rashford and hope.
It's hard to park the bus when you have three fullbacks playing.
Yeah, fair enough. But it just looked like the same thing. Just get the ball to Rashford and hope that he does something. It was weird.
No, it's like there's a lot of they look like they've run out of ideas. I do think to some extent, like, the amount of games this season has taken a toll on them because, I mean, there are calls that, like, Ten Hag should rotate more. But then when you rotate, there's such a big drop-off to some players on our bench. Then we rotate, we lose games. So then if you don't want to lose games, it's hard to rotate. And then you get kind of trapped into... Again, goes back to, like, recruitment and stuff like that. Guys like Sancho not working out.
Sancho. Tony, you want to talk about Sancho? Because
is he even the main point of this thing? Because he only played 20 minutes yesterday.
Can you imagine, like, what was it? What did he sign? 2 seasons ago he signed?
75 million.
You paid that much for this guy.
Hey, 72 million.
72.
Let's get this right.
And then Tony, he's getting subbed in, and you're probably thinking, oh, why him? you know?
Yeah, no Elanga,
I just need to hope that Garnacho's fit enough for the next game.
Like, honestly, I think
he's an impact sub that'll make an impact.
Yeah, and you guys.
But I don't know. A lot of our guys, like Ericsson, has not looked the same since coming back from his ankle injury. Casemiro has not looked the same since that second suspension. He looks a lot more hesitant to go into challenges. I'm sure that's playing on his mind now.
Malacia's been poor. There's so many players who are not playing well.
But it's either play Malacia or you play Dallo out of position at left back because we need Shaw to fill in at centre back. Because good Lord, Harry Maguire is not seeing the field again after what he did in Sevilla.
I told you, he's never playing again. Yeah.
Ten Hag saw that. He's just like, absolutely not. Not when we have De Gea back there as well. Like, we can't have two guys chucking the ball into our own net.
Still captain, by the way. Yeah.
I think you guys are gonna. I think it's gonna. Rashford's gonna bail you guys out. I think he looked good.
He has 2 goals in his last 15 games.
You are a fucking jinx.
Yeah.
Tommy, you are a fucking jinx.
I think,
don't talk to me. Don't talk to me.
2 goals
Don't say
in his
words.
last 15 games. When was the last time you saw Rashford point to his head? Yeah.
Yeah, I still think I didn't say he's on a great run. I'm saying he's the guy that's going to probably save him.
The one thing that might see United over the line is that a lot of their remaining games, if not all, are at home, right? That
we need at least 3 home games in that stretch, so because that's where we can win.
I mean, yeah, you'll be fine. You have Wolves.
No, Tony.
You say we'll be fine. I don't like
Bournemouth
this. I don't like this.
Bournemouth away. Tony.
You have Chelsea.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
That's at home.
3 of your last 4 games are at home. So you have Chelsea, means, Fulham, Wolves. Yeah. What does that mean?
That's nil-nil. That means nil-nil.
Ooh.
It's always
United
nil-nil.
Chelsea is always a draw.
Always
a draw.
So there's a
Wherever
draw there.
We play, whenever we play.
So there's hope for Liverpool yet, knowing that that's going to be a draw.
Look at his smile on Tommy's face.
I'm moving on. Hey, let's keep that smile on Tommy's face. Look at that beautiful boy. Let's keep that smile on his face. Bournemouth 1, Chelsea 3.
Yeah, let's go.
Safe from relegation, Tommy. Safe from relegation.
Congratulations, Tommy. I know it's been a difficult season.
We can celebrate that, boys. We can celebrate that.
What a way to end the season. Yeah.
Mathematically safe, Tony helped us out there. Hey, listen. 3 goals in a game.
3 goals. Spoiled for choice.
When was the last time that happened? I don't know.
The editors that put together the goal of the month video for you guys are going to be working overtime this month.
They actually get work. They'll be like, we got work to do. Let's go.
Bring them all back in from the layoffs.
I am a bit upset that we didn't get to see 007.
Honestly, Tony, same. Yeah. I was kind of looking forward to it. It would have been cool. Lampard, all the memes coming out with him being.
They were ready. They were in the drafts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You probably would have.
Just had to click send.
They probably would have confused some just mainstream folks who probably got that on their feed. The next James Bond is Frank Lampard. Like, Frank Lampard, who's that? Would have been funny.
Imagine if Frank Lampard was actually cast as James Bond.
They're looking for someone British, right? Usually, so there you go. Anyways,
nice goal by Vinia, by the way. Really nice finish. For
I like Badiashili's goal, but you're right.
What? I know you've been starved, but come on, it's a free shot from 5 yards out. What are you talking about?
No. Hey, it's a great. Come on, you got to celebrate the goals, and I'm going to celebrate the goals. Okay. All right.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Honestly, Bournemouth could have eased. This could have been 3-1 Bournemouth. Easy.
Could have been.
They had enough chances to get a few goals. It's so easy to just bypass our midfield and just go. It's crazy.
Your midfield, your £200 million midfield. Yeah.
Yeah. Conte, honestly, he looks a lot slower out there. A lot slower.
He has a lot of space to cover in his defense.
Fair enough. Yeah, and that may be part of it. Or maybe just he needs to get a run of games in since he's been out for most of the season.
Offered him. Has he signed a new contract?
I don't think he signed yet. I think the talks are there. I don't think he's signed.
Should let him go.
But I know we want to extend him. But yeah, it's just crazy how easy it is that you get attack our defense and no real help. But it's nice to it's nice to at least have some response to that. And João Felix got a late goal there too. Finally, good finish too. Like, just hit it first time when you get a ball, and good things
Lampard
happen.
finally figured out what João Felix is. Did you see his press conference after the Arsenal game? They're like, "Why didn't you play Felix?" He said, he basically, I'm paraphrasing, he doesn't know what he is, so I don't know how to use him. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, he really did his research before getting the job then, eh? Okay. And it was, finally dropping Kovacic after he's really on a really poor run of form was good. I think Aubameyang wasn't even in the squad for this one.
I wish we did a pod after the Arsenal game. He played all the hits. He said he played Aubameyang because he was playing against his former club. I'm like, he started one game all season in the Premier League before that. That was against Arsenal as well, and we never saw him again. And it's just like,
was that not the one before that previous Arsenal game where you had the ad where he went, "Oh, it's nothing personal."
Exactly.
Tony, that.
I hope he doesn't take his performance in the last Arsenal game too personally either. What was it? 9 touches, 3 of them kickoffs.
That's more than Lukaku though.
4 of them
kickoffs.
Yeah.
That Arsenal game, that performance in Chelsea was absolutely horrendous.
It was.
Like that was awful. Yeah. So the less said about that one, definitely the better.
Up until last weekend or the past weekend, you guys were officially the worst team in the league across the last 7 games. Like. Yeah.
It makes sense.
And congrats on not being that anymore.
Yeah.
When's the parade?
Lampard's probably,
call up Top Bowley, get the bus out.
He's probably at training with a cigar in his mouth saying, "Boys, we did it. That's it."
We need Chelsea to win their remaining 3 games and Frank to get the job full time. That's what the rest of the league needs.
No.
Tony,
we need to lose to United. They can win all the other ones.
Tony, do you know what happens if we...
Tony, please don't take this away from me.
Tony, if we win the rest of the games, we have a hand in the title race and the top 4 race.
I'm all for it.
So
if it gets Frank the job, I'm all for it.
There's a lot on our shoulders. That's a lot of pressure, and we don't deal with pressure.
Do you guys play City at some point as well?
They do.
Not our next game. I think it's in 2 weeks. We play at the Etihad. So 6-0. And hey, that's the day that you triple captain Haaland, because for sure hat trick. Come on.
I already used my triple captain.
Well then.
I only got 2 goals out of him for it, so it's disappointing.
That is disappointing.
Waste of a triple captain.
Yeah. Anyhow.
But speaking of the top 4 race, let's move on. Liverpool 1, Brentford 0. An early Mo Salah goal. Both teams had chances after this one. I think Brentford are going to be kicking themselves a little bit because other than the first 15 minutes, they were right in this one.
Yeah, Mo Salah. What is that? He's got like 10 goals in his last...
He's got 30 goals for the season, once again.
Yeah, and in his last 10 or 11 games, I think he's got, like, again, 10 goals, a couple assists here and there. He's really helped Liverpool's run. And they've won 5 straight, I think.
That can't be
and
right. Really?
5 straight for Liverpool. Yeah, they're on a really serious run.
And that's why they're only like they've won.
They don't look like that yet. Well, look at this game as your example, right?
Yeah, but they're playing like shit and winning, and that concerns me.
Only 1 point behind.
I need them to drop some fucking points.
Yeah,
they have an easy run.
Drop some fucking points.
They have an easy run in. They're probably gonna win now.
Yeah.
Southampton, Leicester, and a struggling Villa. So you're right. It is favorable for them to get it done. And there was there was one miss in this game. If
United bottled this, man.
epic proportions,
Yep. Yeah.
You may see me off camera if that happens. I'll not be showing my face.
All the memes of United being in the title race. Yeah. Okay.
I would like to point out that I never put them there. No, why am I taking the hit?
Yeah.
Tommy's the one saying these.
Bring on a guest.
Right.
Bring on a guest United fan. Let's throw tomatoes at him. How about that?
Yeah, well done.
Yeah.
Well done.
It's tempting. Let someone else take the hits.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there was a miss in this. There was a Jota crossed it in, and Gakpo was on
Gakpo,
1 yard from the line.
1 yard off the line and managed to clear it. Just ridiculous.
Yeah.
But hey, the defense held up. I think Alisson had a couple of pretty good saves to make. Mbeumo and Tony looked threatening, but no, just wasn't to be for Brentford.
Mm-hmm. That's their season now. They're just comfortably mid-table.
They're stuck in the middle, but no, they've been solid this season. I think they're one of those teams that, like, even though they don't have much to play for, they'll still go in hard in every game. So who knows?
It is
Maybe
back
we'll do
to
Arsenal
being
a favor.
It's back to being an all West London affair in the middle of the table. Brentford, Fulham, Chelsea. Yeah.
The way it should be.
Yeah. Yep.
The way God intended.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Spurs beat Palace 1-0. Harry Kane getting the only goal in this game off a cross from Pedro Porro. He's now second in the all-time Premier League list, overtaking Wayne Rooney. He's only behind Alan Shearer. And honestly, I think he's up to something like 27 goals or something like that this season. And if Haaland wasn't just a freak of nature, we'd be talking about this Kane season a lot more.
Yeah. But Haaland exists, so I hope
Haaland exists.
I hope he stays there. You know, he can break all the records he wants at Tottenham and win nothing.
Kane's got 26 and then Haaland 35. So yeah, it is a good season for Kane. Yeah. Good season.
As usual, in second place.
And no titles. And what are they? Sixth place now? Seventh place? Somewhere around there.
Who knows, man?
Sixth.
Yeah.
Sixth and falling. Yeah.
Sixth
Brighton win their games in hand. Oh boy.
Brighton have like 6 games left this season. Like, every time about Liverpool, like, Brighton are the team that could actually overtake us.
Wow.
No,
but they've got a rough run.
Yeah.
They've got a rough run of games too, though. Because I think they play Arsenal, they play City, if I'm not mistaken.
They do play City. They play Arsenal. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I think those are the only 2 teams that might be tough for Brighton, to be fair. Oh, they play Newcastle. Never mind. Yeah, they have a tough run.
Yeah.
Yeah. Watch them win all those games. Yeah.
Honestly, they might.
They look a bit exhausted at the moment to me, but
I mean, yeah, they have to play 6 games in the month of May. Like, that's gonna kill your team. Yeah.
You would think.
Keep that same thought when United have played 7 games in the month of May, please.
Yours was by choice.
Looking for any outs that I can.
Yours was by choice.
What do you mean by choice? What do you mean by choice?
Should have rotated more in the cups and gone out.
But like,
yeah,
that's the thing. You rotate, we immediately get eliminated.
Yeah.
You saw what happened the moment we brought subs
on
against Sevilla. It all went to shit.
Yeah. Can you imagine if you were still in the Europa League right now?
Ooh.
Yeah. Exactly.
I will say though that last 20 minutes against Sevilla might have ruined our season.
Yeah. Oh, the one at Old Trafford. Yeah, with Ferran and Martinez. Yeah, probably. Ruined 3 center backs in one go. If you chuck Maguire in there. Yeah.
Maguire was already ruined.
True. Yeah.
He came in ruined. We should have kept the receipt on that one. But lastly for the weekend we have Wolves 1, Aston Villa 0. Big dent to Emery's boys and their European hopes.
Yeah, I mean, no surprise to me, but you know, I've been saying it will end in tears. Emery has a lot of promise.
I'm rooting for Unai.
Yeah, Tony just has this, just smiles when he sees Villa lose. I don't like it. He gets a little joy out of that, seeing Emery suffer. I don't like it.
It's not even joy. It's just it is what it is with Emery. If it's not Europa League, he doesn't deliver. So, I've been expecting this. They'll finish 8th or something. I don't even know where they are in the table. Are they 8th?
You know, they are 8th. They had a good run. It was bound to stutter at some point. They stuttered.
I mean, the moment Watkins sort of stopped scoring every game, like, it was hard to find goals at other points. But it's two losses in a row. They haven't been blowouts. They've both been away from home, but losing to Wolves is not ideal.
Yeah,
I would say
like that gets Wolves to safety as well. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tom's been paying close attention to what teams are not.
I'm there.
So
he's
on top of it.
There.
He knows.
We were there. Yeah. Yeah. Now what is it? Now what does it now come down to? We got like 3 games today though, which will affect that relegation battle big time.
Oh, what are the games today?
I have no idea. Let me see. Tommy has them open. You could just,
Yeah, I would love to tell you.
Jeez,
Forest and Southampton. That's a. Oh yeah, because
that's
it's
actually
the
a huge game at the bottom.
Yeah,
that is absolutely huge.
It is
huge for Forest, I guess.
Of course.
Forest need to win this. They absolutely need to win this.
Fulham Leicester, huge for Leicester, right? Get that one, and Brighton Everton. Like you got some games today, and all three teams in the relegation battle are right there. Let's see if they pick up any points. I don't know. We're not gonna make any predictions for these guys. We'll just see them go. Yeah.
All right. I guess Tommy's in charge now, but that's fine.
Just to defy Tommy, I'm gonna predict Fulham will win, Brighton will win, and Forest and Southampton will draw. Yeah, there we go.
There we go.
Tell you what, I'll agree. I'll agree with Tony.
I'll agree with Tony too. Yeah, that's our prediction.
I mean, let's hop over and talk about Italian football for a bit, because for the first time in over 30 years, Napoli have won Serie A, and they've won it at a canter. Like they've stumbled a fair bit over the last month, but they have absolutely dominated the league this season.
Yeah, it's been a cakewalk, really. If I had no competition this year, I mean, listen, they've been brilliant. Let's not get it twisted. They've shown that. They showed that early on in the Champions League with some devastating performances, and fully deserved champions, I would say. Yeah. What more can you say?
Kvaratskhelia
has been ridiculous. Osimhen's been ridiculous.
He's been a revelation. They just signed Kvaratskhelia last summer, right?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
I can't remember what team from now. Yeah, he's just been a ridiculous find. Kim Min-jae as well has been a really good signing at the back.
They fleeced us for Koulibaly and had this guy waiting. Bastards.
They were ready. They knew what they were doing. They've hung on to Koulibaly for so long. And then they finally got Kim in. They're like, we can let this guy go.
Yeah.
And Koulibaly comes to this shit show at Chelsea.
Yeah.
Is bad, and then just gets to watch Napoli win their first title since the days of Maradona.
Yeah, that sucks for him, man.
He's been involved in a lot of title races for them, where they've faltered right at the end and finished second to Juve over the last 5-10 years.
That season where they just about fell at the last hurdle was really, that was shattering. I remember that when Higuain was just in crazy form. But I mean, someone pointed out to me that Diego's gone to the heavens, and all of a sudden Argentina win the World Cup and Napoli win Serie A.
He's pulling some strings from up there. I'm just saying.
So, Osimhen's done well to, it's kind of disappointing that he didn't play the first leg against Milan. I'd have loved to see him in both sides in the Champions League.
It looked like he rushed back for the second leg as well. Like he was half fit.
He still scored though. He got his goal.
But I watched that entire game, and it was just you could see that
Tomorrow
there was a little bit missing from his game in that one. He clearly wasn't fully fit.
Yeah. That's
I wonder if we'll see those now that they won the title, and you have Maradona all over the city in terms of murals of him. I wonder if we get do we get Osimhen murals in
No. There was a mural made. It was of Kvaratskhelia. They were like the man who had Napoli the title. It's Osimhen scored the goal, but he doesn't fit the criteria. I'll leave it at that. But no, Osimhen's been ridiculous. What do you think he was? Any chance he goes to Chelsea, Tommy?
I mean, there's the last month or so, all we've heard of is Osimhen rumors away from Napoli. That's what we heard of. I think De Laurentiis came out and said he's not getting sold.
He always says that crap, man.
And he does do that, but he's also a bit of a pain in the ass to negotiate with historically. Do I think he goes? I don't want to say Chelsea, but it kind of feels like he's the big striker that a lot of teams are going to want. So I feel like there are going to be bids for him. Whether he goes or not, I don't know, but I think a lot of teams are after him.
I'm just saying, if there's a player out there that has a pulse, there's a chance they end up at Chelsea based on how they do their transfer dealing.
Yeah.
If you play football and you know what the color blue is, Chelsea are bidding for you.
You know,
who knows?
we forget
He may be in trouble. So
Lukaku's still at Chelsea, huh?
yeah, he's coming back. Don't
He's
forget about him.
coming back.
'Cause Inter's not buying him.
I think the chances are that Chelsea start next season with Lukaku up top.
In the summer,
Because
for sure.
Inter can't afford him.
How do you start with
I don't-
Lukaku in the summer, Tommy? Like in preseason?
Preseason,
I've
that's what I meant.
ignored. I've
Yeah,
ignored. I've ignored everything Tommy said.
Yeah.
It didn't make sense.
His
I skated
contract,
past it.
his contract ends at the end of the season, so he's got to come back to training camp with us. So he'll be there with our new manager, whoever that is.
Oh, his contract only goes to 2024? That was a short contract. Wow.
So,
I thought it was longer than that. Considering
too.
How much you guys paid for him?
Are you sure about that, or is that just wishful thinking, Tommy?
oh no, I'm not saying. I'm not saying his contract ends. I'm saying he's gonna be back after Inter. His loan ends, right? He's gonna be back with us. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying his contract ends. No. Like,
Okay.
he's gonna
That would be crazy.
That's where
That would
you're
be crazy.
exactly.
That's crazy.
He's gonna
No.
get signed to an 8-year extension and to protect his value, and we'll go from there.
He's gonna have.
But I do
awkwardness
think he
of
will be Chelsea's starting striker come August,
I don't know.
because
I don't know.
I don't know. Is Osimhen gonna want to come and play for a team
I'm not-
that
I'm-
isn't even in the Europa League?
I'm not saying it's not something. I'm not sure that
Alright,
Lukaku
then
is going
who
to be
is it?
starting.
It's not gonna be Kane.
We could be Nkunku up top. You never know.
Oh, I forgot that you signed
Don't forget. Yeah,
Nkunku.
could be.
Poor guy,
Yeah.
walking into a shit show.
I tell you, if I were Arsenal, I'd bid 30 million for someone like Madrid. Just see if Chelsea. Honestly, because it's like you have too many players. You need to start getting rid of some. But
There's going to be a sale, just fire sale for sure. Yeah, especially if there's any.
If United can put in like a cheeky 40 million bid for Enzo Fernandez, that would be nice.
Well,
Yeah.
you're choosing the wrong guy there. That's the problem.
who's the right guy?
Anyhow,
Yeah,
the right guy.
who is the right guy?
The right guy is that we are focusing on Italy, and we should head back to there. Okay.
Oh, well, we're
That's the
talking
right
about
direction.
Lukaku. He plays for Inter, and Inter are in the Champions League semi-final.
They are in the
against
Champions League
Milan.
semifinals. Yeah.
Internazionale, as James
Yeah.
Carragher calls them.
Yeah, that'll help us understand the team better. Yeah.
That was
Milan derby in the Champions League semi-finals. Inter Milan against AC Milan in just before the San Siro gets demolished as well.
Yeah.
What a send-off for
it's
a
poetic.
great stadium.
Inter, they struggled this season. They were really in the league.
Both Milan teams have struggled.
Yeah.
Neither of them have looked convincing in the league this season. It does feel like whoever makes it through this is just going to get slapped by whoever comes through from the other side.
Yeah.
But Italian football has been very fun the last few years. They've had 4 different champions in 4 different years. It's going Juve, Inter, Milan, and now Napoli.
We should
I mean,
point
could we
out,
be
by
seeing-
the way, that Juve's points deduction has been revoked. So
Yeah,
they
so
are-
Juve are back in a Champions League slot
Yeah.
this year.
up to second.
But those points might get taken away from them again.
Yeah.
So
What a league, man.
they're currently Schrodinger's points.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Just makes that top 4 battle in Italy just a little bit more spicier because it was like you had Lazio and Roma there before Juve's point deduction came back. Lazio and Roma were sitting third, second and second, third, and fourth. So Inter was there, and now you have Roma down to 7th. Atalanta has gone on a run, and they're now up to sixth, like what, like 4 points back or 5 points back of fourth place, and
I think they lost their last game. Atalanta.
they did. They lost their last game, yeah. So that's a setback. And Inter has gone on and won like 4 in a row and kind of taken fourth place. But it's still like 4 games to go. There's still plenty to play for there.
Yeah, it's very, very tight.
Yeah. I don't know. It's difficult. I think the idea is a Serie A, like Italian football, on its way back. I don't know if this is just a. I don't know. It's been a weird season to call in terms of Italy's impact, because you look at the rest of the Italian teams; they've not been very strong domestically. Napoli have been strong throughout, but they're not the ones representing Italy in the semifinals. But is this something you guys expect will be consist? Like we start seeing Italian representation in the last 4 of the Champions League?
I'll just say, like, not just Champions League, but like you saw Roma. I know it's a kind of a joke, but they won the conference thing. I'm just saying they won a.
They are in the Europa League semifinals.
They're in the Europa League semifinals, and they did win the conference thing, whatever it's called, last year. Fiorentina is on a good run in the conference thing. I think they're in the semis as well. So there's like Italian teams going on deep runs in competitions. That is usually a good indicator of at least, those teams being on the rise, I think, right? Like in European competitions, right? That's good. Not just like one team going on a run and then, okay, they're back. No, you have multiple teams doing it. That's a pretty good indication that your league is getting of higher quality.
So I don't know if we're going to get like consistent Italian representation in like the last 4 of the Champions League after this season, just because Italian teams don't have the same financial power as your as your Madrids and Barças, as your English teams, as your PSGs and Bayerns. They're just not financially as strong. Like Inter, they're in the semi-final this year, but they've got no money this summer. They're not going to be able to buy players. But in general, I do think the Italian league is getting stronger after like a pretty barren period where it was just Juve dominating it. It's a fun league to watch. Like the bits and pieces that I have managed to catch this year, like if anyone is interested in watching more football than they do, Serie A is a great place to look because it's very fun, and I do think the teams are starting to build something. Whether they're just a little bit capped by like a financial ceiling.
There were times this season that I think early on that we said Napoli was the best team in Europe.
No,
so like that's pretty darn good for a league to say they potentially had one of the best teams in Europe. So
my thoughts on Serie A are that I think the middle of the league, like how I put it, the league has a stronger equity considering compared to other teams, or there's more of an equalization amongst the levels, and the level is pretty high. Whereas you look at leagues like La Liga, for instance, I think the top 2 are really strong, and then you question the rest. Although Sevilla did put in a good display a couple of weeks ago.
And what were they?
It's Europa League, man. It's not fair. It's not fair when they're in the Europa League.
Yeah, I look at the Premier League. We talk about the strength of the Premier League. Chelsea have been garbage this season. Liverpool have been garbage for large chunks of the season, right? Like the stronger teams in the Premier League have been teams like Brighton, Newcastle as well, and then City and Arsenal. I wouldn't confidently say any of those teams go up against Milan, Juve, Inter, and for sure come out of that tie with a win. You know what I mean? So maybe we don't give Serie A the credit it's due. Napoli, unfortunately, I think they won the league too early to remain competitive in Europe, if that makes sense. I think you kind of need that competition to keep going domestically for you to stay switched on in Champions League. We've seen Bayern struggle with that in the past. But, I do think Italian football's on the rise. The big question is, can they keep their stars this summer? Rafael Leao is. I don't think he signed his contract yet.
I think he signed. He hasn't.
He hasn't. No,
I thought I already signed. Okay.
He hasn't signed his contract. Osimhen, he's been linked away forever. Even Juve's players like Vlahovic, he's been linked away. Chiesa has been linked away. Like, these are big names in European football that would be huge losses for a team or for any team. So
I'll just jump in that Chiesa one. Fucking that's who's Juve's coach again? Allegri. That's his fault. He keeps playing this guy out of position and
Allegri's
and all that. They got their own thing.
They're not happy. Despite they're not happy with Allegri, but it's Allegri. Like,
what do you expect? You knew what you were getting when you appointed him.
Yeah.
But I think that's just about everything we had to cover today.
Well, I was gonna add just one thing.
I guess it wasn't everything we had to cover today. Go on, Tommy.
Italy famously missed out on the World Cup, right? We all remember their blunder. But I think they have Mancini in charge now, and the Nations League, that whatever that is, they've made the semifinals of that, and they play Spain in June. A bit of strength in the national team, you know. Yeah.
I don't know if
all
that
right,
point
so
needed
like
to
I
be
was
made.
saying, I was saying, that's everything we had to cover today.
You can't.
Follow us on. No, stop this, Tommy. Stop this.
No. You can't disregard. You're talking Italian football on the rise. You cannot disregard the actual country and their own players.
I'm not disregarding the country.
I'm disregarding the Nations League.
Who cares?
Oh, the Nations League. Oh yeah, Nations League. Whatever. Yeah, okay.
That was your entire point. Was bringing up the Nations League.
Italy is my point is that Italy as a country, as a football nation, as well seem to be
won the Euros
getting
in
better.
2021.
Yeah,
that would have been a much better point.
Instead, you said they failed to make the World Cup, but they're in the semifinals of the Nations League. Who cares about the Nations League? You just I thought you were even going to say Juve are in the semifinals of the Europa League as well, but
no.
Oh, I forgot that they made it too.
Yeah.
As you can see, Sevilla just scrambled my brain there. But for more nonsense like that, follow us on Instagram and Twitter at 442. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Thank you so much for joining me, Tommy.
Yeah, pleasure.
I was worried. I was worried for a second.
I was so worried.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining me, Tony.
Good stuff, boys. As always, enjoyed the chat.
Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.